Good afternoon and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. It is Tuesday, December 1st at 2 o'clock, and we are here for our regularly scheduled business meeting. Before we begin, let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Carolee Williams, and Chair Belser. Appearing virtually, we have Commissioner Irvin and Commissioner Caston. Via telephone, we have Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Justin Williams is on leave today. Before we begin, please join me for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Mr. Scarborough, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon, Vice Chair Powers and Commissioners. First order of business is to set the next Commission business meeting. Staff recommends the next regularly scheduled meeting be held on Thursday, December 8th at 11 o'clock a.m.
That is next Thursday at 11 a.m. And the reason we have the earlier start time is because we have a night hearing that evening. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Thank you.
In Bishopville. Today we have a full agenda. There are 20 items on the utilities agenda and 14 items on the transportation agenda. The first 5 items on the utilities agenda are all requests for the approval of amendments to interconnection agreements between telecommunication companies. Staff recommends that items 1 through 5 be taken together, and I will review them for the Commission. Item number 1 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 1997-383C, which is the request for approval of the 9th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Communications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Level 3 Telecom of South Carolina, LLC. Item number 2 is in docket number 1998-153C. This is a request for approval of the 12th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Level 3 Communications, LLC. Item number 3 is in docket number 2000-473C. This is the request for approval of the 4th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and CenturyLink Communications, LLC. Item number 4 is in docket number 2002-10C, which is the request for approval of the 5th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Global Crossing Local Services, Incorporated. And finally, item number 5 appears in docket number 2006-178C, which is the request for approval of the 7th Amendment to the interconnection agreement between Bell South Telecommunications, LLC, doing business as AT&T South Carolina, and Telcove Operations, LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Commissioners, we've heard items 1 through 5 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that the Commission approve the telecommunication amendments in items number 1 through 5 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Vice Chair Powers. Is there any discussion on these items? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Vice Chair Powers.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is in docket number 2022-348C. This is a motion for expedited review of the application for approval of internal corporate restructuring filed on behalf of Hargray Incorporated and Low Country Carriers Incorporated, doing business as Hargray Long Distance.
With regard to item 6 as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas, you're recognized.
thank you. I move that the
the applicant's motion for expedited review be granted, that the requested internal corporate reorganization of Hargray, Inc. and Low Country Carriers Incorporated, doing business as Hargray Long Distance and Hargray Incorporated, be approved, that the commission authorizations, assets, and customers of Low Country Carriers Incorporated be transferred to Hargray Incorporated. After completion of the corporate reorganization, Hargray will remain as the surviving entity, and Low Country Carriers will cease to exist, and all South Carolina customers currently served by Low Country Carriers will be served by Hargray. Further, Hargray Incorporated will convert from a South Carolina corporation to a South Carolina limited liability company. Both companies currently operate under the Hargray name in South Carolina, and customers will continue to receive the same service from Hargray as they receive today. No customers will be adversely affected due to the reorganization, and customers will not experience any change in service, rates, or terms of service. I also move that the applicants notify the commission when the reorganization has been completed. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 appears in docket number 2020-106A. This is a request from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated to rescind Commission Order number 2020-372, which requires certain COVID-related filings, or, in the alternative, hold the reporting requirements of the order in abeyance indefinitely.
With regard to Agenda Item 7 as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission stay the requirements of Order Number 2020-372 effective on December 31st, 2022 for all utilities, but requests that the cumulative gross and net revenue impact data through December 31st, 2022 be reported to the Commission on or before March 31st, 2023 in a summary fashion, including the impact of federal and state programmatic assets that may have offset cost.
Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 8 is in docket number 2022-280G. This is a request of Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated for a commission order authorizing the transfer and sale of certain real property to the town of Somerville without engaging in the bid requirement.
Commissioners, with regard to Agenda Item 8, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission approve the company's request to transfer and sell property to the town of Somerville without engaging in the bid requirement by the code as established in the Code of Conduct. Dominion Energy South Carolina entered into an agreement with the town of Somerville whereby the town will purchase the property for its appraised value. ORS reviewed the company's application, the property appraisals, relevant state laws, and commission orders, and has no objection to the company's request for approval to sell the property. Further, I move that the approval of this transfer does not negate the right of ORS or any other party to review the sale of this property in a future general rate case or other proceeding. Approval of this transfer and sale by Dominion Energy South Carolina does not impact or make any determination as to the accounting and regulatory treatment of any gain or loss resulting from the sale of the property. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 9 is in docket number 2021-29G, which is the request for approval of the service agreement for firm gas between Miwan Specialty Chemical USA Incorporated and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated.
With regard to agenda item 9, as described by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin,
I move that the commission approve the service agreement for transportation service with firm gas standby between Myron Specialty Chemical USA Incorporated and Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated. The service agreement supersedes and replaces the service agreement dated January 17, 2021. The Office of Regulatory Staff does not object to approval of the service agreement. So moved.
thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 10 is in docket number 2022-361G. This is Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated's request for approval of a compressed natural gas fuel purchase agreement with the City of Anderson and for confidential treatment of the agreement.
With regard to agenda item 10, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston,
I move that the commission approve the compressed natural gas fuel purchase agreement between Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated and the City of Anderson. Also, I'll move the commission grant Piedmont's request for confidential designation of the CNG agreement as it contains proprietary trade secrets of Piedmont. The Office of Regulatory Staff has also reviewed the CNG agreement and does not object to the approval of the agreement or confidential designation of the CNG agreement. I so move.
thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2006-401G, which also is a request from Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated for approval of gas cost recovery mechanism GCRM 156 no later than today, Thursday, December 1st, 2022, to allow the utility to implement the rate changes on bills rendered on or before the first billing cycle in December of 2022.
Commissioners, we've heard agenda item 11 described by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas,
I move that the commission approve Piedmont Natural Gas Company's GCRM 156 effective with the first billing cycle in December 2022 and thereafter until further notice. Piedmont has requested to decrease its benchmark cost of gas from the current $6 per decatherm to $4.75 per decatherm. Piedmont advises that this change is necessary to mitigate overcollection of Piedmont's wholesale cost of gas. The rate changes proposed herein are a decrease of 0.12721 cents per therm for sales rate schedules 201, 202, 242, 252, 203, and 204. and a decrease of 0.00221 cents per therm for transportation rate schedules 213 and 214. By letter dated November the 28th, 2022, ORS advises that they have reviewed the request and have no objections to Piedmont's proposed GCRM 156.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
I vote aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Chair Belser votes aye. The motion carries. Commissioners, I need to, can we stand at ease for just a couple of minutes? Commissioners, don't hang up or get off the video, but we're at ease for about 5 minutes, just a second. We're back in the Public Service Commission for our regularly scheduled business meeting. Let's take a roll call just to make sure we've still got everybody. Appearing virtually, we have Commissioner Caston and Commissioner Irvin. On the telephone, we have Commissioner Thomas, and here in the hearing room, we have Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Carolee Williams, Commissioner Belser, Commissioner Justin Williams is on leave today. Mr. Scarborough, I think we were on item 12.
Yes, ma'am. Item number 12 is in docket number 2022-346S. This is the request for approval of a service agreement between Blue Granite Water Company and Cornerstone Custom Builders, LLC, concerning Emerald Cove Lane in Richland County, South Carolina, without notice or hearing.
Commissioners, we've heard item 12 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston,
I move that the commission approve the sewer agreement between Blue Granite Water Company and Cornerstone Custom Builders, LLC, as related to Emerald Cove Lane. ORS filed a letter indicating no objections on November 30th, 2022. I so move.
thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 is in dockets numbered 2022-151WS, 2022-161W, 2022-166W, and 2022-167W. Staff presents for commission consideration the final disposition of the sale of assets and transfer of facilities, territory, and certificates of public convenience and necessity requested in these four dockets.
I did not attend the hearing in in this matter, and I'm going to therefore I am disqualified from participating in discussion or voting, and I'm going to turn the gavel over to Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've heard the matter brought to us by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Vice Chair Powers, I'd like to make a motion.
Thank you.
As to docket numbers 2022-151WS, 2022-161W, 2022-166W, and 2022-167W, I move that the Commission approve the sale of assets and transfer of facilities and certificates of public convenience and necessity from Total Environmental Solutions, Inc., AAA Utilities, Inc., Hamilton Haynes Water Works, and Hyde Park Water Works, Inc., to CSWR SC, so that CSWR SC shall operate the water and sewer systems currently owned and operated by TESI and the water systems currently owned and operated by AAA, Hamilton Haynes, and Hyde Park under the schedules of rates and charges currently approved by the Commission. I further move that the Commission approve the stipulation submitted by Total Environmental Solutions, Inc., Boxwood Hills Property Owners Association, CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC, and the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff, and the stipulations submitted by AAA Utilities, Inc., Hamilton Haynes Water Works, and Hyde Park's Water Works, Inc., CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC, and the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff. In approving the stipulations, the Commission approves the sale of assets and transfer of facilities and certificates of public convenience and necessity of Total Environmental Solutions, Inc., AAA Utilities, Inc., Hamilton Haynes Water Works, and Hyde Park Water Works, Inc., to CSWR South Carolina Utility Operating Company, LLC, and grants the request of CSWR SC to keep applicable books and records at its home office in Des Peres, Missouri. The parties are required to notify the Commission within 2 weeks of the completion of the closing on the acquisition. A formal written Commission order will follow summarizing all the legal requirements of the sale and transfer of assets. Vice Chair Powers, I have a few comments before we continue any discussion on this matter.
Certainly, Commissioner Williams, go ahead.
Total Environmental Solutions, AAA Utilities, Hamilton Haynes Water Works, and Hyde Park Water Works Incorporated are small utilities serving a modest number of customers. We appreciate all of the parties working together to file a stipulation that ensures the transfer of service to CSWR-SC in a just and reasonable manner with safe and dependable service.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. We've heard the motion by Commissioner Williams and comments. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The ayes have it. I'll return the gavel to the chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair Powers.
Item number 14 appears in docket number 2019-290 WS. This is a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff that the Commission direct Blue Granite Water Company to provide information regarding how the rider for recovery of the deferral amount requested in this docket will be reflected and explained on customers' bills.
Commissioners, we've heard item 14 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
I move that the commission grant the Office of Regulatory Staff's request for Blue Granite Water Company to provide information regarding how the rider will be reflected and explained on customer bills. Upon completion of the discovery process, ORS to file its findings in this docket. So moved.
Thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Caston?
I am recusing myself from this particular item as it's a continuation of an issue that I previously recused myself for, so I will not be voting on this item.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. The record will reflect you are recused on this item. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 15 is in docket number 2022-256E. Staff presents for commission consideration the public interview related to the proposal of Sabre Partners LLC in response to solicitation number 54000-24077 in Commission Order number 2022-593 that pertains to the selection of a consultant for Duke Energy Progress LLC's petition for authorization to securitize storm-related recovery cost.
With regard to item 15, is there any discussion? I'm sorry, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you. At the request of the commission, a request for proposals was issued for a consultant to advise and assist the commission with the Duke Energy Progress securitization docket. A public interview was held November 21st, 2022. The commission hearing room for the purpose of determining whether Sabre Consultants was qualified to serve the commission in this docket. After reviewing the Sabre proposal at the public interview and questioning members of Sabre's consulting team, the commission finds that Sabre is eminently qualified to serve in this capacity. Sabre has submitted their no conflict of interest letter, which has been reviewed, and the commission is satisfied that Sabre has no potential conflicts of interest which might affect their ability to serve. Therefore, I move that the commission's executive director be authorized to enter into contract negotiations with Sabre to determine their scope of work and a fair and reasonable compensation rate for their professional services in this docket. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 16 is in docket number 2017-242E, which is a request of Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated, formerly known as South Carolina Electric and Gas Company, for approval to sell real property in Charleston County, South Carolina, bounded by Meeting Street and King Street.
With regard to agenda item 16 as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion? I apologize. Thank you. I'm recused on this matter. I'd like to turn the gavel over to Vice Chair Powers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would request then, is there a motion?
Vice Chair Powers, I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead,
Thank
Commissioner
you.
Williams.
I move that the commission approve Dominion Energy South Carolina's Inc.'s request to sell real property pursuant to the requirements of its code of conduct approved in docket number 2019-386E. At the conclusion of the bidding process and after identifying a buyer for the property bounded by Meeting Street and King Street in Charleston County, Dominion must return to the commission with the resulting bid information for approval of the pending contract for sale. As noted in its letter to the commission, ORS reserves its rights to review and propose any necessary adjustments or recommendations regarding the accounting and regulatory treatment applied by the company in a future rate proceeding. I so move. Vice Chair Powers, I do have some comments on this one as well.
Feel free to proceed.
Okay, thank you. Per Dominion's Code of Conduct, it is the responsibility of this commission to ensure that properties, if sold, are not sold to an affiliate of Dominion Energy South Carolina, that the property is sold at market rate, and that they go through a bid process. I support Dominion's going through a bid process for the sale of this property and look forward to the results. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. We've heard the motion and comments of Commissioner Williams. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
And I vote aye, the motion carries. Return the gavel to the chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Mr. Scarborough.
Item number 17 is in docket number 2022-266E. This is a request from Duke Energy Progress LLC for approval of a residential income qualified energy efficiency and weatherization program and waiver of hearing.
With regard to item 17 as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move that the commission grant Duke Energy Progress LLC's request for approval of its residential income qualified energy efficiency and weatherization program, corresponding tariff, and a waiver of hearing. I further move that Duke provide the commission with the annual projected utility cost and projected participant involvement for the proposed program, including the number of enrollees, projected savings based on each program, weatherization Tier 1, weatherization Tier 2, HVAC replacement, and refrigerator replacement. ORS is entitled to review the actual cost and make recommendations related to the program in subsequent dockets where the costs may be examined. ORS also reserves the right to make additional recommendations to improve the program and reduce the cost burden of the program on all DEP customers. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. We often hear that the cheapest energy is the energy saved due to energy efficiency. That is what we have before us today. I applaud Duke Energy Progress for putting forth a strategic program designed to meet low-income customers' needs based on their own circumstances, including providing weatherization in 2 different tiers and opportunities along with incentives designed to fit each circumstance. That said, oversight is important. We are requesting projections. This will give us a baseline, understanding from which to review annual updates. Furthermore, we encourage the company to report back to us with the evaluation, measurement, and verification, EM&V, results when they have adequate participation for a statistically valid sample. In making this decision, the Commission reviewed Order Number 2021 2022-33, which approved the revised DSM energy efficiency mechanism through 2026. Finally, I note that the proposed program does not require a determination of the entire rate structure and overall rate of return. Therefore, we believe a waiver of the hearing is appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 18 appears in docket number 2022-254E. This is the motion for admission pro hoc vici of Justin T. Somolowski, Esquire, on behalf of the Sierra Club.
With regard to utilities, agenda item 18, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston,
I move that the commission grant the motion for admission pro hoc vici of Justin T. Somolowski on behalf of the Sierra Club. I so move.
thank you. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 19 is in docket number 2022-256E, which is the request from the Office of Regulatory Staff for a 1-month extension of time to file its direct testimony in this docket.
With regard to agenda item 19, do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas,
I move that the commission grant the 1-month extension of time requested by ORS file direct testimony. The new procedural schedule shall be ORS and other parties direct testimony January the 17th, 2023. Applicant rebuttal February the 7th, 2023. ORS and other parties for rebuttal February the 16th, 2023. Further, I move that the clerk's office schedule a hearing to take place in proximity to March the 2nd, 2023. These dates may be modified by standing hearing officer order as necessary. So moved.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 20 is in docket number 2022-321E. Staff presents for commission consideration the scheduling of a status conference for this docket, which involves Dominion Energy South Carolina's request for like facility determination for construction of the Emory substation and fold-in of the VCS2 Ward 230 kilovolt line.
With regard to agenda item 20, as identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Irvin,
thank you. I move that the commission direct staff to schedule and hold a status conference in this matter with the parties of record. The status conference shall be scheduled and held within 10 days of the date of this order. So moved.
thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Irvin. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission. So moving on to the motor carrier agenda, item numbers 1 through 10 are requests for Class C certificates. Staff recommends that items 1 through 10 be taken together, and I will review them for the commission. Item number 1 appears in docket number 2022-347T, which is the application of Mark Ashton Leggett for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 2 is in docket number 2022-349T. This is the application of Platinum Executive Coaches, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 3 is in docket number 2022-353T, which is the application of Santee Adult Daycare, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 4 is in docket number 2022-354T, which is the application of Transition Mobility, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 5 is in docket number 2022-355T, which is the application of DLE Medical Transport, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 6 is in docket number 2022-357T, which is the application of LD Family First Medical Transportation, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 7 is in docket number 2022-364T, which is the application of Tigertown Transport, LLC, for a Class C charter certificate. Item number 8 is in docket number 2022-363T. This is the application of West Corporation, Incorporated, doing business as Omnipresent Adult Daycare, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item number 9 is in docket number 2022-366T, which is the application of Sky Medical Transportation, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And finally, item number 10 is in docket number 2022-367T, which is the application of First Transportation Group, LLC, for a Class C non-emergency certificate.
Commissioners, we've heard items 1 through 10 identified by Mr. Scarborough. Is there a motion?
Chair Belzer, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Williams?
Thank you. I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C certificates in items numbers 1 through 10 as listed by Mr. Scarborough.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Commissioners, we've heard the motion. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
Commissioner Caston?
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2022-245T, which is a request of Shiro Enterprises, LLC, for a 3-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
With regard to Transportation Agenda Item 11, identified by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston?
I move that the commission grant the request of Shiro Enterprise LLC for a 3-month extension of time until March 1st, 2023 to comply with commission rules and regulations. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Caston. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers?
Aye.
Commissioner Williams?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 12 is in docket number 2022-263T. This is a request of Destiny Transport, LLC, for a 12-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
With regard to Transportation Agenda Item 12, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
the motor carrier Destiny Transport LLC requested an extension of time for 12 months to comply with commission rules and regulations. I move that the commission grant the request of Destiny Transport LLC for an extension of time until September the 1st, 2023 to comply with commission rules and regulations. An extension until September the 1st, 2023 is 9 months from today. If the motor carrier does not come into compliance prior to the expiration of this extension, Destiny Transport LLC is not prohibited prohibited from reapplying for a license on submission of an updated application. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 13 is in docket number 2018-369T. This is the request of Bryant Peterson, doing business as B&F Taxi Services, for reinstatement of Class C taxi certificate number 9410.
With regard to agenda item 13 on the transportation agenda, is there a motion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
I move the request that ORS make an inquiry to B&F Taxi Services on the status of payment of their decal fees and report back to this commission within 10 business days.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion of Commissioner Thomas. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Item number 14 is in docket number 2022-30T. This is the request of East Coast Transportation Services, LLC, to amend its Class C charter certificate number 9652-A to read East Coast Transportation Services, LLC, doing business as Pawleys Island Transportation and Karaoke Van.
With regard to motor carrier or transportation agenda item 14, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I move to approve the request of the East Coast Transportation Service, SVSC's LLC, to amend Class C Charter Certificate number 9652A to read East Coast Transportation SVSC S LLC, doing business as Pawleys Island Transportation and Karaoke Band.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, we've heard the motion from Commissioner Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Powers.
I vote aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, this concludes all business notice before the Commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Our next regular business meeting is now scheduled for Thursday, December 8th at 11 a.m. Thank you for attending, and with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.